everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Margaret from Max Studio. Today we are going to check out FatShark Dominator HD3. I really like my Eachine EV100, but lately I am having problems with them. One of the problems is at random moments there's a black screen, not a blinking screen, a black screen. And because of this, I almost lost my Geographer Sparrow, one of my best quads in my collection. It was a miracle that my assistant was able to find it in the forest. We were just lucky. Pure luck. And another problem we had is that the exposure is really extreme. The screen display would be really bright or it would be really dark. And I find that really annoying. So I asked my dad to buy me better goggles. Lately, I noticed a lot of experienced FPV pilots use FatShark. They recommend it, and it even says that in the description. On the box, it says it contains headset with fan-equipped faceplate, a zipper case, and an 1800 mAh battery, and an AV cable. And right under the sentence, not for children under 14 years, it says, display may be damaged if optics were exposed to sunlight. You don't have to be well educated to know this, but if you took a magnifying glass or glasses or anything that has optical lenses and hold it right directly under the sunlight, anything that is on its way would be burned. It is a much efficient and a much faster way to create fire than rubbing two sticks for hours. And it happens, and the same goes with goggles. The specifications are on the bottom of the box. There's about 11 of them, so I'm going to read a couple to you. It has modular head tracker bay, modular receiver bay, and an integrated analog DVR. No HDMI recording, and the SVGA is 800x600 display, so must be a real big display. Before we check this out, I want to say one more thing. On the website, it wasn't clear that it would came with a receiver, so my dad bought, just in case, a diversity receiver, and on the box, it has not mentioned that too, so it's probably a good thing we bought this receiver. And one more thing. Do you hear that? It's a strange noise, but it's probably the zipper case. But still, it's still a strange noise for zipper case to make. Okay, now let's check it out. Let's check it out. So here's the zipper case. Looks cool. I really like it. Here's the screen light. The battery, just like it has promised, and the AV cable. As you can see, it did not come with the receiver, so it's a good thing that we bought it. So, it has better plastic, it has better resolution, it looks more professional. It definitely looks more expensive, but it is more expensive. It has a lot of buttons, it comes with DVR, and as you can see, the fan is much more bigger than this one. It also has a fan, but it's smaller. It's a really big fan. I want to try this out in the field, okay? So let's try it out. Oh, right. Also, one more thing. Here's the face palm, so we're going to stick it in so it will be comfortable. Here's the qualification card, the stickers. Really nice. And the instructions. Okay, now let's check it out in the field. Let's try this out. This looks so professional. I want to try this. Okay, now.
Welcome back, everybody. We have just came back from the field because we have lost our nut. We weren't able to find it on the field. It's way too big, and we didn't bring our own spare nuts. So we were forced to come back home, and my dad replaced it using the nut that came with Furby 160. The camera mount design is for Runcam 2 is actually pretty good. Even though the back part's broke, but still it's pretty good. During recording, it's less distractions. You couldn't see the props or any parts of the quad, so this is a good thing. You could see much more things, bigger field of view. So I really like that. Check out my 3D printer videos, how we did this Runcam 2 mount model. Also, one more thing. It's my first attempt to fly a 3-inch quad in FPV on my backyard, and it actually turned out pretty good. I flipped a lot. There was several crashes. Crashes because I was flipping a lot, and one time I flipped like this and I crashed because at the back there was the swing and it knocked the quad. But still, it turned out pretty good for the first time. And soon, and we're gonna practice a lot on my backyard. And soon, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna fly FPV on my quad, and the quad will be on the streets. Okay, back to the review of FatShark and the comparison to Eachine EV100. During the test, I find the goggles really comfortable, even though the foam isn't as thick as in Eachine's. And it is actually pretty simple to use these goggles. There's no menu at all. There's only sticks. So the left stick controls brightness and contrast, and beside there you can switch channels. In these goggles, you can switch bands, and to switch bands, you need to use the receiver. And the right stick is when you press it, you start recording in DVR, and when you press it again, recording has stopped. It's pretty simple. And for those goggles, it's really complicated. You need to know where to find brightness and contrast. There's a lot of there's menu. You need to find a lot of shortcuts to find things to solve your problem. And it's pretty complicated. You need to think. And the display here is much more bigger. Field of view is much more bigger, and the resolution is much better than those goggles. The rest is all the same. Even if I have the same exposure problem with those goggles during flight, I can just simply use the stick and boom, problem is solved. For those goggles, I need to think. I need to know where to find it. It's all that complicated, and by the time I find something that solves my problem, my quad has already crashed. I have already broken several parts. I have already lost it, and I don't want to deal with this anymore. So if you have the budget, I recommend you to buy these goggles. They're really good. They're much better, and they're really simple to use. And in my opinion, the simpler it is, the better. And if you don't have the budget, buy these goggles. They're good, but not as good as those. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I'm writing a blog about these goggles. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.